What's up YouTube, Mex Tech Guy here. In today's video we're going to be going over the new DJI Osmo Mobile 2. The unboxing experience was actually really pleasant and comes in a hard foam packaging which ensures that the device is well protected. Opening it up, you get the micro USB cable for charging and of course the Osmo Mobile 2, and that's about it other than some paperwork. This device is a gimbal or stabilizer for your smartphone if you are unaware of what this is. They made one last year and this is the latest and greatest reiteration of that. That said, this device comes in at $140, which is not terribly expensive compared to others that I have seen. So let's talk about the gimbal itself, which is what you're watching this video for anyways. I like the color choice they use, which is a nice flat gray, pretty sleek in my opinion, and it's actually really comfortable to hold and has some weight to it, so it doesn't feel cheap at all. The arm that is used to hold your phone is stable and solid, and the grip part that holds your phone has some nice soft rubber so it doesn't scratch up your phone, but it's also tight and gives a nice squeeze so you don't have to worry about your phone falling out. So let's talk about the controls. The front of the handle has all your main controls, starting with the power button, but it's also used to switch between different modes depending on how many times you press it. Above that to the left is your thumb wheel, which is used to control where you want the arm to point your phone to. To the right is your record button, or also used to take the picture. And then above this is also your LED indicators to show your battery status as well as which mode you are on and if you are recording. Now to the left of the handle is your zoom controls, and to the right hand of the handle is the actually micro USB port for charging, and on the back you have a USB port which is used so you can charge your device. Yes, this device also serves as a power bank, which is genius. Lastly, you have a threaded mounting hole on the bottom so you can screw this device to a tripod for even more stabilization. Now I will say that getting the stabilizer to hold my phone was quite annoying, but I understand why it has to be done. You first place your phone inside the grip and then you adjust the arm by untightening the wheel and then stretching out the arm until your phone is perfectly flat. It may take you a few times to get it right, but once you do, just tighten the wheel back and then move on to pairing the device with your phone. I will mention though, the wheel on the back of the grip is used so when you're trying to record vertically. Pairing the device was pretty simple and involves downloading the application from the Play Store. Ensure you download the DJI Go app and not any other one. Ensure it says DJI, and then turn the stabilizer on by holding down the power button. Open the app, select the Osmo Mobile 2, and then just follow the prompts to create an account and other requirements to allow the app to control your device. I do recommend turning on Bluetooth prior to opening the application, that way the app doesn't have trouble finding your device. I had trouble getting the stabilizer to go into the position, so I ended up turning the Osmo Mobile 2 off and then closing the application completely. You want to ensure that you place the stabilizer on a flat surface and then ensure your device is laying as flat as possible like seen here. If not, adjust the arm until your phone is facing the flat surface. Once it is flat, just turn the Osmo Mobile 2 on and you should see the arm stabilize into recording position, and that's when you know it's properly stabilized. Then just proceed to opening the application and clicking on the button that says camera to open up your camera. Now that you're familiar with the interface, let's move on to what this thing can do. You know when selfie sticks were really popular? Well, I think this should be the new selfie stick because it literally can do that and so much more. Although this stabilizer is meant for smartphones, with smartphone cameras getting so much better nowadays and it being the primary camera you carry, this can make anyone turn into a really good videographer or photographer.
So one of the cool features of the DJI Osmo Mobile 2 is that it has the ability to do active track, and essentially what it is, it's a way to keep a subject just in focus and it follows it no matter what direction it goes, and it works really well, and there's no one really controlling it other than just the software used to track a certain subject that you select on the screen, which is really cool. So that way you can always get a perfect shot like this and just keep on going.
I have had this stabilizer for a few months now, and I can honestly say that I have put some awesome movies together that I normally wouldn't be able to do or would not do them as well if I didn't have the Osmo Mobile 2. The stabilization of this thing is insane. Literally you can almost run with this thing and you can't tell that there's any shake, and that just goes to show you how the software and hardware can come together and create awesome content. There were a lot of instances where some clips almost look cinematic. Besides that, you can create awesome time-lapse or hyperlapse videos, but my favorite was creating motion time-lapse videos, mainly because these look really cool when you want to film more of a panoramic time-lapse. The cool thing about the application is you can set how long you want to record and the intervals, and it will show you how long the video will be in seconds once it is complete. And in motion time-lapse, you're able to set point A to point B of what you're trying to shoot, which is really cool. So what I do like about the interface is that it doesn't throw a ton of stuff in your face, and you really can focus on what you're actually going to be shooting. So at the top left, you have the option to switch between video and then camera or taking a picture. So in this case, if you switch it to that one, it takes a picture. If you switch it back, that's when you can start recording video, and you can tell by just how small the frame gets. Then second, you have the modes. So you have your auto mode, you have time lapse, you have hyperlapse, and then motion time lapse. And then this is obviously a record button, but then you also have it on the actual stabilizer itself. You can actually switch to the front facing camera using this button, and then you switch back using the rear camera. This actually opens up your gallery, and you can go back, and then to the right is your home button to go back to the home page or the application. Then you can actually use this button to actually change all the settings as far as like resolution, if you want to shoot in 4K and 1080, so on and so forth. And then this button right here actually gives you the ability to switch between walking and sport mode, and that kind of adjusts the stabilizer so that it, can get a more stable shot. And then besides that, you have your settings, which go deeper into the actual application itself and the stabilizer. And from here you can actually choose like where you want your videos to actually be stored at, how much sensitivity you want on the actual zoom slider, and then other settings as well. And like I said, as far as the gimbal goes, you can actually choose different configurations, whether you want slow, medium, or fast, and that's how fast you want the stabilizer to respond to your thumb wheel, which I thought was pretty cool. You can actually calibrate it as well, so that way if you feel like the stabilizer is not shooting correctly, you can calibrate the gimbal, and that should give it back to default settings. Now, I hardly use the stabilizer for pictures because I see more use out of it for videos, but you can definitely choose to take panoramic shots, and the gimbal does all the work. It's really cool seeing the panoramic shots because it takes a bunch of pictures and then stitches them together to create a perfect picture rather than you having to manually do it and mess up the stitching. I really don't have any complaints about the Osmo Mobile 2. I've had this for quite some time now, about 2 months now, and I really enjoy it. I have had a really pleasant experience with it, and for videographers that want to create quick little movies using your smartphone and want them to look professional, then this is a must-have. The one thing I will say is that there are a few features missing if you own an Android device. If you own an iPhone, you have the ability to shoot slow motion videos. Not sure why this is so, but DJI has mentioned that they are working to apply this feature to Android. Besides that, battery life is great. It easily lasted me an entire day of use, and if I wanted to charge my device at the same time, I could without having to carry an extra battery pack. It definitely is easy to carry and doesn't weigh a lot, which is good if you're going to be carrying this thing around all day. And if you're looking to step up your smartphone videography or photography for a not so bad price tag, I would definitely look into one of these. Well guys, that wraps it up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the content, and if you did, go ahead and press that subscribe button, which is right down below or right here. If you like the video, just go ahead and press that like button as well. That'll really help me out. And I have other videos you can watch, which are right here, and right here. So definitely check those out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.